Hi guys, it's Jean here and welcome to my channel. So my girlfriend told me that her daughter loves watching my YouTube videos and she's only 5 or 6, which is in grade prep. And that's crazy because when I was that age, all I wanted to do was watch TV, eat candy and play with my dolls. Now that was going back 25 years ago now, but kids nowadays are so far advanced in technology that they're so much smarter, and by the time they're 5, they already know how to YouTube. So in this video, I thought I would dedicate this to Taylin. Hi Taylin! But I thought I would share with you some of my favorite candy from when I was a child. So like I said, it's going back 20-25 years now from when I was a kid, and what I loved about my childhood was that there was no internet, there was no technology. The only thing technical we had was a TV, but we spent most of our time outdoors. I remember in primary school I used to go to my friend's house after school and we used to ride those little tricycle bikes for toddlers down the hill to the milk bar, and the milk bar, all you needed was $2. $2 could get you everything you wanted, all the candy you wanted as a kid. It was the best times. Now this was going back to the 90s, but recently I found out that the sugar station store near my work sold a lot of candies. So when I went in there and saw, I started noticing candies that I remember from my childhood. So I did end up buying a bunch of candies that I used to love eating, and I thought I would share it with you guys. Now this may be a long video because I did buy a bunch of candies, but these are all of my favorites from when I was young that I don't necessarily see anymore, that I wanted to share. So if you remember any of this, give me a shout out or like my video. But let's get started. Now I'm going to try and show you these in chronicle order from my earliest memories to the later. But the first one I want to show you guys is this lipstick candy. Now I'm not sure if it was the exact one, but I remember these from when I was young. Anything that represents like candy that represents makeup or things like that, I really love. Now mind you, I was the first generation to be born in Australia in my family, so my parents obviously, you know, we weren't quite, because I was very young, I was exposed to a lot of Asian candies you get from the Asian shops, but it was cool because my parents were kind of, did adapt to the Western world, so I did try a lot of candies going up. But this one, I'm pretty sure they had like an Asian version of this at the Asian grocery store, but I used to love this. It's like a nice, I guess, pastel kind of chalky kind of candy, but I used to love this and pretend that it was makeup and put these on. But these were good. The only thing I realise now is that you don't really get much out of it. I mean, that's pretty much all you get, but I used to love these. The next one of my favourites are these Choppa Chop Melody Pops. I didn't realise that these were Choppa Chop. I thought they were sold in the Asian shops because I remember these probably till when I was about 4 or 5 years old. I used to love these. I'll show you what it looks like. I don't know whether they still sell this mainstream, but I found these, like I said, from the this sugar station I found downstairs from my work. But they look like this. It's just like a normal lollipop, but they've got like a little this little push like flute thing, and you know what, like I don't recall it ever really working properly, but I used to love this. Let's see if it works now. Oh my god, I love this, and I love the fact that it comes in like a strawberry flavour, because strawberry was my favourite. Now the next favourite I'm pretty sure you can still get from the normal shops, but it is a classic push pop. I used to love these. I especially love the strawberry and I think the orange as well. And the only thing I didn't like about these is that it didn't really, it always made my fingers sticky. So it looks like this, and you put your finger on it to push it up and you just pretty much suck on it, and then when you're done you just put it back in and you cap it and you can save it for later. However, I found it that I could never save it for later because some reason when you put your finger back in again it's always sticky. So I used to remember putting like tissue in there just to keep it up so I can only have it in one go. But I used to love this because it's a really nice clear kind of lollipop, which I really loved. And I think nowadays they actually have different kinds of these. I know they have like a 3 push pops all in one, kind of like one of those like 4 pins. But I used to love these, and I can't believe nowadays like they're so expensive. I mean, maybe because it's going against like the current prices, but this now costs like $1.70. I think it used to cost like 50 cents or something like that. Now the next bunch of things I remember from primary school, this would have been towards the end, like maybe grade 5 to 6, because when I was younger we weren't really allowed to go out by ourselves, but until the end of primary school, like maybe grade 4, 5 and 6, we used to ride our bike down to the milk bar. A milk bar's still a thing. I haven't been to a milk bar in so long. I should go to a milk bar and see what they're like. I remember our local milk bar, you walk in and the second aisle had like all the candy, and in front of the counter as well, and we were given like $2 max, like maybe $1 to $2, and we used to go crazy and buy as much candy as we can. And the next one I want to show you guys, these are like stuff that, so I would always go and buy my favorites, and if I had extra money or leftover, then I'll kind of scavenger and look for stuff that I can get. So this is one of them. This is called Super Tattoos. It's like a bubblegum and tattoo. This would have cost like 5 to 10 cents, and they're not the greatest gum to be honest, but I don't think people actually buy this for the gum but more the tattoo. So it's one of those what do you call those, like instant tattoo, like washable ones, which I used to really love. So the gum looks like this, and you know what, it actually, I've forgotten what this tastes like, but I remember it wasn't the best gum. Like, it's kind of like powdery, like really generic kind of gum. But the favorite part was the tattoo. And this one I got was a dragon. And like, I remember I used to collect all these and like pretend we were really cool, and used to like put them all over your body. My favorite. Well, I would always put it on my hand because I wasn't exactly the smartest, like thinking about places to put. It was like the easiest to put water and do it on your hand. But I used to love this. It's so crazy because back then you wouldn't even think about getting a real tattoo, and now I've got like a couple. Actually, I'm going to try to put this on. Actually, I was just about to put water on it, then I read the instructions. You don't actually need water for this. I don't know whether this has changed, but it says place on skin, no water, just press and remove. So let's see how this will go. I'm pretty sure this has changed because I don't remember doing this when I was younger. I'm pretty sure we used to have to put water on it. Either that or I never actually read the instructions. But if I put it on, it just says put it on, no water, just press and peel. Ooh, check that out. It didn't completely come off, like there's still a little bit left on it, but who's bad? Me. Now the next one I remember are these heartbeat little candies. Now I'm not sure whether they sold this from the milk bar or it's something. Oh, I remember getting these from like the Royal Melbourne show in the show bags. Every year I was excited about the Royal Melbourne show, but we only went a couple of years and we're always obsessed about the show bags. It's always about the show bags, but they're actually quite expensive. And I remember a couple of years we went, and one year I got so much show bags. It had so much candy in it. I didn't spend a lot on the show bags. I only got ones that were worth like $5, $10. But I remember, like, because they're all cheap ones, I had a heap of these candies in it. And I used to eat them because it was all I got. But these ones, it's actually pretty hard to get out. Maybe because it's been a while. They look like little candies. I mean, they're not the best looking love hearts, but they're so sweet, like that bubblegum taste. I think this must be like grape, like slightly grape flavored. I don't actually know if these have flavors or not, or whether they're just standard. They're just tutti frutti flavored candy. Now, who remembers these? These are little ghost drops. I used to love these. I do recall they used to have a blue one as well, but the store didn't have blue one. And I remember, actually let me try one of these, because all I remember is they just make your tongue like really bright. So I used to love the blue one because it made my whole tongue blue. But I've got a black, green and a red. I'm going to try a red one. I gotta say, this is like probably not the best flavor. It actually tastes like medicine, but when you're a kid, anything in the shape of a candy, I think you'll still eat it anyway. Starting to go red. Now this one I remember my parents used to buy me in like packets of like 8 I think, but they're called Stag Sticks, and I'm pretty sure when I was a kid they used to be called Fave Sticks, which I guess, you know, everything got politically correct and stuff like that, that renamed it as fads. And it's so crazy because nowadays everything is all censored and politically correct, that, you know, kids candies are not the same. And these are fun sticks, but really if you remember these, they were just long little sticks, and the reason why they used to be called Fag Sticks was because they look like cigarettes. And that was the best thing about being a kid back in the 90s. There was no filter or anything. We used to walk around pretending that we were smoking, like, and like this is like, you know, kids 7, 8 years old used to go around thinking they were cool and smoking these like fad sticks, which I actually read the other day that these are made in Colombia, so that pretty much makes sense. But I don't know, I used to think it was so cool, like you used to pretend you were smoking back when you were a kid with these, and like they actually look like, you know, decks of cigarettes as well. Now, hello if you remember these, because these are classics and they're sherbet bombs. I used to love sherbet bombs. These were like, if I had leftover money, these were my go-to. I would always get most of these. I remember being very selective with the colours though, so I have a feeling they're all kind of different coloured. Let me try the purple one. But I used to love these so much. It's so weird eating these now because I still love these when I was a kid. But now that I'm tasting it, I don't know why, because it kind of tastes like fabric softener. Now, I'm not sure whether this is just an Australian thing or whether it is worldwide, but I used to love Redskins. They were the best when you got them in like birthday bags. They were freaking awesome. I have a feeling they changed their formula or something, because I remember them used to be pretty hard and you kind of have to keep on eating it for it to soften up a bit. So I used to kind of just sit there and like take my time and suck on them, but these ones seem to have gotten a lot more softer. So I don't know whether they've changed it or not, but there are 2 ways I used to eat these. First way is just like eating it as normal. Second way is I used to grab the whole stick and just put it on my teeth like braces and just wait for it to sucker. Yeah. And this is how we used to eat our Redskins. Now this one I wanted to show you guys was not exactly one of my favorites, but I did buy a couple of times, and when I saw this in the shop it just brought back a whole lot of memories. And I'm not sure whether this is the exact flavour because this is in lemon, but this is by Candyland and this is powdered bubblegum. Who remembers these? I remember these. I'm pretty sure they used to come in other flavours, but the store only had like lemon for some reason. But they're like little cases of like powdered bubblegum. And I remember you used to have like a whole lot of it for a bubblegum to form. Otherwise it's like very small bubblegum. I don't know if you can see what it looks like, but it kind of looks like that. And you just used to just pop the whole thing in your mouth. Now I remember why I didn't like it. It had this weird texture to it. It's like all powdery, but you just gotta be careful not to swallow it and just keep chewing it. Ugh, whoever thought of lemon flavour really needs to get fired because it's disgusting. It literally tastes like lemon skin. Now, it ain't no childhood candy without the good old python snakes. I'm not sure whether this is the exact one because they used to sell it in a container. They used to just grab one individually. But I found this one, which is sold individually. I don't think it ever used to get sold individually. And I remember there used to be different versions of this and different lengths. This one used to be one of my favorite because it's like you've got the normal size snakes, but then you've got the big ones, and who doesn't like a big snake, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure I remember them used to have like ones that were a little bit longer, but I used to love these as well because they would last a long time. And if you didn't have enough money to get candy, I used to get just this one because it was long enough to kind of fill you up. So I used to love these. Now this one, I can't believe I used to pay $2.54, but I used to love this. This is the popping candy with lollipop. I remember they used to have the dipper one, how it's like a little dipstick, like a little paddle pop kind of style candy that used to dip it in. But this one is the lollipop, and I actually love the lollipop more than the dip one, because the dip one was kind of like a powdery kind of stick, which I wasn't too much of a fan of for. But I love like these kind of candy ones, how you just dip it into the popping candy and just put it in your mouth. And it doesn't always get it the first go. You have to kind of keep going for it to come out. I love popping candy. It's so good. I'm pretty sure they used to sell gum versions as well. The gum ones were awesome. Now these ones I used to be obsessed with. I remember in grade 6 I was obsessed with these ones, and I actually found these at Big W. They were sold in like a pack, and they used to sell this individually that looks like this. I think they used to be a little bit bigger, and they used to cost like 20 cents or something like that. I used to love these like kind of sherbety, kind of like chalky lollipops. I remember these. I used to like grind it with your teeth and slowly eat them, because when you suck on them they're a little bit dry kind of texture. But I used to love these. I don't know whether, yeah, I think they were slightly bigger because they used to have 3 different colors, but these must be like smaller versions. I don't know whether like it's a health move to make all these candies smaller, but I remember these used to be a little bit bigger. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I love those sherbety kind of lollies, and these Whiz Fizz products were the bomb. The best thing what I remember in primary school was every time it was your birthday, whoever's birthday it was, that person used to bring a bag of lollipops to give out to the class. And some people will give like the cheap kind of lollipops, but the best is when they came and gave everyone these lollipops. These were freaking awesome. These were my favorite. I used to always go for the red one. I think the red one must have been strawberry or raspberry flavored. I didn't realize that they actually had flavors to it. So this one is pineapple, but I used to love these lollipops, and these sherbet ones were pretty awesome as well. Okay, another thing as well kids used to do, I don't know why kids were so obsessed with drugs, but we used to pretend these were like bags of cocaine and just like take little scoops. Like obviously we wouldn't snort them, but just put them in our mouths. But it just reminded me of like little cocaine satchels. So I think in grade 6 was when I got an increase in candy money, because I used to buy these all the time. This is the Wonka Nerds and Gobstoppers, everlasting Gobstoppers. I wasn't too much of a fan of the Gobstoppers than I were with the Nerds. I love Nerds. They come in 2 different flavors, and these were cool. Like you should just like carry these everywhere and bring it out, and it's like, oh, you've got Nerds, you must be cool. So I remember eating these. They were so good. And just grab a whole bunch in your hand, just pop in your mouth. Like, they didn't exactly pop or anything, but they're nice and sour, like sherbet. And they're crunchy as well. And like, you just bite into it and they're just like really packed with nice flavour. I don't exactly know what the flavour is, but it was just so cool. And I remember, I think after a few years later, they brought in like the sticks of Nerds, how they were all attached to a stick. I never tried that one, but this is like the classic, which I used to really, really love. And these Gobstoppers, my friend used to be obsessed with these Gobstoppers. I was never actually a fan of Gobstoppers. I remember they sold like huge like Gobstoppers, and I'm not sure when the movie came around. It must have been at the end of grade 6 or sometime when I was in high school. But there's that movie Jawbreaker. I think Jessica, what's her name? No, Jennifer Love Hewitt was with it. Don't quote me on that one. Or Rose McGowan. But they shoved like a gobstopper, a jawbreaker, into like a girl's mouth and locked her in a boot, and she died because she suffocated on it. And ever since that movie, like I was never really into the big gobstoppers anyway, but after that I've never ever bought one again. These are okay because they're quite small and little. They're about this big. I'll show you what it looks like. But yeah, I was just never really into gobstoppers as much as I remember my friends used to be. And I'm not sure, it says here pull, slide, and open. Okay, I have no idea how that's gonna work, but just open it this way. And they look like this. Like these ones are quite small, which is good. And I remember carrying these around to class as well. So you should just put them in your mouth because they're quite small, and just suck on it and just watch it change colour. Now this one isn't exactly candy, but I want to mention it because it's one of my favourite snacks in primary school. I don't know if you remember or whether people like school still do it, but when I was in primary school, you used to have those brown paper bags. And on the brown paper bags, you used to write down your order, what you want, like a hot dog times 1, like $1.20, $1.50, like a juice box times 1, and then whatever you want to add on your list, and then you add it all up with the price on the bottom, and then you put the money inside. And then Mondays was our canteen day. So Mondays we would drop it off in the morning in the canteen, our little lunch monies with our name and our class on it. And then when it came to lunchtime, 2 people from your class would go to the canteen and pick up the box full of lunch trays, the lunch orders, and bring it back to class, because in primary school you were in the same class pretty much the whole year with everyone. So we used to sit in the class and eat our lunches. And one of the favorite things I would always get on Mondays are these popcorn. These are freaking awesome. Like back then I didn't know anywhere else that sold these kind of cheese flavored movie popcorns, and they used to cost 50 cents. Now I actually paid $2.95 for this, but they were awesome. I love these so much. And even after primary school, when I went to high school, I couldn't find anywhere else that sold these. So I used to get my brother to order me these for lunchtime when he was in primary school, because we're about 6 years apart. So when he was in primary school, I used to get him to order me one of this because they were only 50 cents. But so it's kind of weird, but they kind of had this little bit of stale taste to it. I'm not sure whether it's stale or it's because of the cheese flavoring, but I love these. I love the cheese flavor. They come in butter as well. I've never got the butter one. I've always got the cheese one. Oh, I absolutely love these. Moving on to high schools, I kind of stopped going to milk bars because I went to a different high school than my primary school friends, so I kind of stopped seeing them after a while. And I think that was pretty much the last time I went to the milk bar in my house, which is weird because my parents still live there, so I don't know, maybe I should go visit one day. But anyway, so in high school at the canteen, they had more. They didn't have a big variety of like candy as you would, but I remember one of the first things I ever bought from the canteen were these. These were, I'm not sure what they're called now, but they used to be called Big Boss, and I'm pretty sure they used to cost 5 cents, which then changed to 10 cents. But they were literally pretty much the same as the Stag Sticks, like cigarettes. They were like a musky kind of flavored, slightly bigger. And we used to pretend that we were smoking as well because that's what they were for. I'm pretty sure they used to have like a coloured tint at the end, but now I'm pretty sure they must just sell this as like must sticks or something. But now growing up, when I was in primary school, they introduced Kinder Surprise, which I used to love, and I think they got really popular when my brother was in primary school, so when he was growing up. So it must have been when I was like around high school they started getting really popular. And I realized as well that America, quote me if I'm wrong, but apparently it's banned in America because of choking hazards, even though guns are legal. Anyways, so Kinder Surprise were a big deal. They're like milk chocolate, like milk on the inside, chocolate lining, and you used to eat the egg, and then inside there's like a little tiny toy they used to take apart and used to build. I used to love them, but I wasn't really too much of a fan of the actual chocolate part because of the milk inside. I love the Kinder Surprise, the Bueno. Is it the same brand? The Bueno chocolate bars, the wafer ones. I absolutely love them. But Kinder Surprise I wasn't really a big fan of. But I did love those little toys you used to build inside. Now, I'm not sure whether this is in other countries as well. But they also brought out a Yowie, which looks like this. These ones, oh my god, this is like childhood. I remember these, especially because I think this was around my brother's age was when it came out really popular. We used to have these, and these are actually, there's no milk in it, it's actually chocolate, And I'm pretty sure I read online that these are now discontinued, but they did sell this at the sugar station. However, they've gone up to like $5, which is crazy, but I thought I would get it anyway because I love this. Anyway, so they're like, I don't even know what they are. They're called Yowies. They're like chocolate, and when you open it up, it's kind of similar to like a bunny. It looks something like this, and you used to just eat it, which, oh, I think the chocolate's kind of already broken apart, but you eat the chocolate, and inside there's like a little egg thing as well. So I'll just take that out. And like I said, the chocolate is actually chocolate. So the Kinder Surprises has like a milky kind of chocolate or a milky layer to it, which I wasn't really too much of a fan of. But these are just pure chocolate, which are so good. I'm pretty sure these are Cadbury. I don't know if these are Cadbury or not. I may be wrong, but I love Cadbury chocolates. But it's so nice. And then inside, you just get one of these. And I used to love building these as well. I think I was more excited about these little things than the actual chocolate. And it's kind of like this. You open up the little egg and you have like little things in it. So this one, yeah, we will. I don't know whether they're little built-ins, but you get like these little figurines in it. I'm not sure whether this is the same as a Kinder Surprise where you could build it, or whether they just come with little figurines. But I still love collecting like these little ones. But yeah, these are awesome. Like I said, I heard that they were getting discontinued, but I still managed to pick this one up. So I'm not sure whether it's true or not, but yeah. Now the last sort of favourite candy was moving on to the end of high school. So I guess these were more of the adult lollies that I used to eat. And there's two in particular. So from the canteen, I used to buy these Mates. These are like Mate chocolates. They're like little square chocolates with like caramel inside. These were like, I think 5 cents each as well, 5 or 10 cents. I used to just buy a few of them. And when you clear them, so it's just like chocolate with caramel inside. And I used to love these. My friend Emma was obsessed with these. The only thing I don't like is how it gets stuck in your teeth. So my last little favourites are these clinkers. Let me know if you had these in your school. I'm not sure whether they're sold individually or in a bunch, but we still love these, and it's like a Russian roulette guessing game. The inside, I think they're all the same flavour. They're kind of like this honeycomb kind of inside, like crunchy inside, and they used to have inside with pink, green, yellow and orange. And you were lucky if you had the pink. I think they were slightly flavoured, different flavours, but the pink was my favourite. But if you got the orange was gross. Not that it was really gross, but I don't know, for some reason it was gross. But hopefully, see how this one is like a yellow. So it's kind of like a honeycomb, like powdery pastel kind of thing inside. Let me try another one. Pink. Pink was my favourite. So yeah, those are some of my favourite childhood candies growing up. Now this has gone back 20 years ago, in the 90s and early 2000s. There were some other ones that I used to love that I couldn't find. I'll try and insert some pictures here so you can see. I think there was like a Spice Girls peach and lollipop that came with stickers that I loved, especially in year 7 and 8. And also, when I at the milk bar near my grandma's house, I used to sell like giant super dupers, and no one, every time I tell someone now, no one believes me, but legit they're real. And I think they are these ones right here. But yeah, so I hope you liked this video. Let me know what your favourite childhood candy was, what your milk bar budget was, and yeah, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe to watch more. Thanks for watching. Bye!